Welcome to Strong and Steady, where we talk about building strength, supporting your health, and choosing sustainable wellness for women in every season of life.
And I'm Brittany. I'm here with my co-host, Jessica. She's a mom of 4 littles with such a grounded, realistic approach to balance for low-tox living. She helps busy moms build healthy habits that actually work in real life without perfection or overwhelm.
And I'm Jessica, here with Brittany, a woman's health and fitness coach who specializes in elite aging. She helps women build strong bones and muscles so they can live their whole lives to the fullest with confidence, strength, and independence.
And together, we have over 2 decades specializing in the health and fitness industry. So whether you're in the thick of young motherhood
or focused on staying strong for the long run,
we are so glad you're here.
Welcome back to part 2 of our bone series. In part 1, we laid the groundwork, stress, hormones, lifestyle, and why so many women start losing bone density in their 30s. If you haven't checked it out yet, pause right now and go back and listen to it. In this episode, we're getting practical. We're breaking down nutrition, supplements, training, and gut health so you can be proactive instead of reactive. Let's continue the conversation. Okay, Brittany, so last time we left off, you were getting ready to share with us another lifestyle factor. So what's this one?
Another lifestyle factor is actually a sedentary lifestyle. So you're like, oh yeah, no worries. I don't deal with high stress. I'm just sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day. Well, the sedentary lifestyle, like I had mentioned earlier, is that if you're sitting, um, then and you're not doing anything, a lot of old people they get that fracture in their hips and their pelvis, and then when they do fall or when they hit something, then it actually does break. Um, so we need to make sure that we are signaling our bodies like with workouts and stuff and strength training to build that muscle. So, now this is the fun part. This one, like I said, it's not medical advice. I'm not a doctor, but I have done a lot of research on this. And so this is the calcium myth. Yes. Who has
Mhm.
been told that by their doctor, like you have to take calcium? I don't care what you do, you got to take calcium.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I hear a lot to the drink the milk to get your calcium.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we had a lot of.
Yep. Yeah. But the funny thing about that is that the calcium that is found in milk, like in dairy milk, it's
Mhm.
actually just added. Like it's actually not
Oh, wow.
naturally derived in milk. It's actually like they just add to it.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. I was like, because we were always taught, drink your milk so you can have strong
Yep.
bones, but
Yep.
no, it doesn't work
Yeah.
that way. And also, like, calcium alone is not the solution, because your bones are not just calcium. They are made up of several different minerals. And also the fact is that if you are taking calcium, you have to take magnesium with your calcium. Because what happens is that if we just take plain calcium, and there's not the mineral of magnesium moving it to where it needs to go into your bones, then it's actually going to calcify around your organs and around your soft tissue. And we do not want that whatsoever. And so that's why it's very important to take magnesium, calcium, and the thing is that when you take the magnesium, it's going to properly absorb that calcium. And then, so like I said, bones are actually not just calcium. So bones are actually made up of multiple minerals. So there's trace minerals. So there's actually like over 12 minerals. So
Wow.
you have like magnesium, phosphorus, boron, zinc. And so there's so many other minerals in your bones and even like collagen. Collagen is
Mm.
amazing to take for bone health, not just your skin, not just to look good, but collagen actually is what makes your bones, I guess, a little bit more flexible. Because you think about like, we want them to actually be a little bit more flexible and not brittle, like
Right.
hard and brittle and everything. And so one thing that I personally do, and Barbara O'Neill, she's an amazing nutritionist, natural doctor, everything. And but she uses Celtic sea salt or Baja salt. So those actually provide natural occurring trace minerals that support overall mineral balance. And so you can actually just take like a little like pinch of the Celtic sea salt, and they're like, I guess they're like little rocks or something. I order it off of Amazon, and you can literally just take a little bit and then drink your water afterwards. You can cook with it. I love cooking with it because it has all of those minerals. And most salt, they're stripped of everything. Like there's nothing left of them. And it's just salt. So that's when people are like, oh, it does this to me. But this is actually going to help hydrate you faster. It's going to help as far as the minerals go. So I will say Barbara O'Neill says that you do not need to take calcium, but I am not going to tell you do not take calcium. That is something that you need to talk to your doctor about, is whether you need the calcium or just start taking Celtic mineral salt. And what I would say is start taking the Celtic sea salt or the Baja salt, and then, see how it goes. See how your bone density is going. So some key nutrients for bone health and why it matters. So one is vitamin D. So I would say preferably from sunlight. So this actually helps your calcium absorption, but I know we're in winter right now. So if you need to take vitamin D, that's really good. I would highly suggest that. Vitamin K2, that actually directs the calcium into bones and not the arteries. And then magnesium, like I said, is essential for absorption and bone remodeling. Collagen provides the structural there we go, framework bones are built on. So these nutrients literally all work together, not in isolation. So you can't just take one or the other. You have to take all of them because it's a whole holistic type of an approach that our body needs. So it's not just one thing, but it's several multiple things. Um, so like I said, so supplements, they do matter, but they're not magic.
Mm,
And one thing I tell people all the time is like you cannot out supplement a poor diet or a sedentary lifestyle.
yeah.
Like people are so many times like, tell me what I need to take. Tell me what I need to take. And I'm like, go outside, go for a walk, exercise, diet. And I will say, I used to be a diet and exercise only person. Like when my
Mhm.
friend Kim approached me about gut health, I was like, I drink or I eat yogurt, I eat kimchi,
Mhm.
like all that stuff, but it wasn't fixing my gut health. It wasn't. And so that's when it's like supplements come in because they're supposed to supplement what we are not getting in our diet.
Well, and what I've learned a lot too is like our food nowadays is so just nutrient stripped, like compared to what it was, 30, 50 years ago, like it's missing a lot of those nutrients. So, yes, still eating healthy and all of that is great, but there's still those nutrient gaps that we need the supplements for.
Yeah, and I mean, we even have pesticides and herbicides and
Oh, yeah.
everything's being sprayed and then you get the plastics and the environmental toxins. Like we have to have certain supplements. And I'm not just saying like just go to your HEB or
Mhm.
Kroger and just get whatever supplements because they're not all created equal. Like if you were taking a multivitamin, but
Mhm.
it's not bioavailable, like you're just being like expensive. Like you're just
What
paying out your money because it's going straight through your body. It's not working.
Yep.
And that's why
And
it's
then you're not
important.
seeing the difference with them too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and one thing, like, this is kind of off topic, but when your doctor if you are going into your prenatal appointment or whatever, and they're like, "Here's a multivitamin," and if it has folic acid in it, that's a no bueno. You want folate. That is the big difference is that folic is very synthetic and actually they're saying that it's possibly causing, like, tongue and lip ties and everything. And
Huh.
so and it's found in different foods and everything. But you need the folate. Folate is the absorbable one.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so it's very important with that. And so like I said, you do want to train for your strong bones. So we've kind of gone over that as far as like exercises, make sure that you're
Right.
doing weight bearing exercises. If you don't have any weights, grab your kid, hold them, put them on your hip, and start doing squats. I mean, my kid loves it.
Or if you have, stainless steel cookware,
Oh,
those
yeah.
things are heavy. Grab those, like,
Mhm.
cast iron. Don't drop them, though.
Oh,
That will
gosh, I
hurt.
know. That will hurt. Then
You
you'll be
have
back to
something
ground
in your
zero.
house that you can use for weight bearing.
Exactly, exactly. And then so, like, as far as nutrition, like I said, high protein, that's a non-negotiable. I'm sorry, but I hate to break it to you, but high protein. So you want if you are a woman, you need at least 1 gram of protein per ideal body weight. And so and I will say, like, you can get a good amount of protein if you are vegetarian or vegan, but the problem is that they are not a complete protein. If you are not having animal protein, it has all 9 amino acids that the protein does. But then, like your plant protein, yeah, you're going to get some sort of protein, but it's like 3 amino acids, and so your body's not going to respond to it as well. You want to have vegetables, plenty of vegetables, healthy fats. Fat will not make you fat. Like, please don't have the margarine, have the actual butter, coconut oil, olive oil. Those are all really, really good. And the last thing that I would say as far as helping your bone health is actually through your gut health.
Yes.
Because you are not what you eat, you are what you absorb. So, so if your gut health is compromised, basically like if you have leaky gut, so your like your gut is literally like one layer of cells. So it's very easy for things to
Mhm.
hurt it. And that's, I mean, things that we eat, things that we drink. You think about soda, like I'm just saying, if I can clean acid off of my car battery with a Coke, can you imagine what it's doing to your one cell wall on your gut? I'm just saying. So, and when your gut health is off, so minerals are not going to be absorbed, food is not going to be digested,
Mhm.
and your supplements that you're spending so much money on is not going to work. And you're going to have leaky gut, inflammation, low stomach acid, and some really poor outcomes. And so that's why it's very important to work on your gut health. Yes, like with your diet, with exercise. Like walking is so good for helping keep you regular and everything. Now, when we talk about gut health, we're not just talking about going to the bathroom regularly. Like, congratulations if you do go to the bathroom regularly, awesome. A lot of people don't, and that's a problem. That's a huge problem because your body's not detoxing. But gut health can also mean like that you're having skin issues, you're having fatigue, you're having like you're gaining weight or
Sleep
you're
issues, low
yeah,
energy, like, almost everything I have learned is linked back to gut health.
exactly, exactly. And in CrossFit, we call it core to extremities. Like if your core is weak, everything else is going to be
Mhm.
weak. Well, it's just the same as gut health. Like if something is off with your gut, everything else is going to be off. And it's even correlated to like mood stuff. And
Yes.
so like if you're having anxious or depression or anything like that, like look at your gut health. See what we can
Mhm.
do to fix that. And one thing I will say with gut health, and I've seen some stuff, like you see all this stuff of like influencers and everything on Instagram, but they're like, oh, don't take probiotics or like don't do this, don't do that. And but then you have other people that are like, oh, you have to take this. And personally, you do need a good high quality probiotic. You need
Mhm.
a good high quality prebiotic. And then you need magnesium, a good high
Yep.
quality magnesium. And the thing is that your probiotic, it has to have digestive enzymes in it, or it's not going to work because the probiotics are literally putting good bacteria in your stomach. But if you're not having that digestive enzyme, it's literally just like putting clean water into dirty water if you don't have that digestive enzyme. So that digestive enzyme is actually going to help clean out the dirty water, put the good stuff back in, and then the prebiotic is going to help as far as like teaching your body and like it's food for the good bacteria. So it's going to help teach your body like, hey, this is how we create good bacteria. This is what we need. And then the magnesium, it's going to help cleanse. It's going to help literally like cleanse out all of the bad toxins.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I will say real quick back to like the mood you were talking about. When I first started taking my gut health supplements, it was within a couple weeks and I was still living at home. I had like a month left at home before we got married. My dad's like, "So how are you liking the products?" I said, I'm liking them." Like at that time, I didn't see too much change. Like we said, it takes time. And he looks at me, he goes, "Well, your mood's a lot better." I was like, "Thanks, dad." But also I was like, "Well, that's cool that, like, he's noticing the difference as well."
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That is
Mhm.
awesome. I know, and my first thing when I started with the gut health, it was my skin. Like, I got stopped in the hospital. I was going to see a lady with a friend in the hospital, and this random lady goes, "Man, you have the most beautiful skin." And I kid
Aw.
you not, I have never had that compliment. People would be like, "Are you okay? Like, what's wrong with your skin?" Because it was so bad, and it was
Mhm.
literally from gut health, and it's like it's crazy at how everything stems from that.
Yep.
Um, so anyway, basically, what wrapping this up is that I want you to know that bone loss is not inevitable. It is actually predictable and preventable. It does require a whole body approach, not just a single supplement. You need to have your strength. We need to balance your hormones, nutrition, gut health, and lifestyle literally all work together. And um and so if you are kind of curious more about that, like I said, I do have a program called Elite Aging that literally takes this approach and we work closely together. We figure out what your food triggers are that's causing inflammation. We figure out the emotional part of like why is your body holding on to weight. We really we encourage each other on protein and here's how to eat or in a house here's how to get more protein without having like wanting to pull your hair out. And then also the exercises that are actually going to help transfer from the gym into everyday life. So if you want to know more about that, hit us up on Instagram and we will have a conversation and see if that's a fit for you.
Dear God, I thank you for all these ladies who are listening in, and I pray for each of them as they are on their health journey, whether they are starting or continuing. I pray that you would just bless their journeys and the work and dedication that they are doing to just find healthier ways to live for themselves and for their families. We thank you, God, for loving us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If this episode resonated with you, we'd love for you to come hang out with us over on Instagram. You can find us at The Strong and Steady. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe and share this episode with a friend. We'll see you next time on Strong and Steady.